This worker is going to get to come up here and build a farm on the corn, which will get the city up and running a bit sooner. So it makes more sense for us to grow the city a little bit more in the early game. Looks like we did indeed get some experience from that line. I don't plan on exploring with this guy, so I'm going to give him just a 10% bonus to his strength as opposed to the forest bonus. Hopefully that will allow him to engage in battle more flexibly because there aren't as many forests around here. And I want him to be able to try and take out an archer on either hills or a forest tile, depending on what situation presents itself. Now we've got this growth all done in this capital, so we're going to go ahead and push the dog soldier out as quickly as possible. We'll go into the settler, and hopefully we can get that built and take the city to the west before de Gaulle takes that city. Now, here's a good segue into spawn busting, which is a good technique for preventing barbarians from harassing you in many different ways. Now, many players know that if you reveal a tile, no barbarian can spawn there. So no barbarian can spawn on this tile because I can see it. But in the Fog of War, I think a lot of players think a barbarian can spawn there. That's not necessarily true. If you're within 2 squares of a unit, any unit, that means that a barbarian can't spawn there. So I'll give you an example. This scout is Shaka's scout, and you can imagine a 2-square, kind of larger square around this scout. This is probably a 5x5 square, and if you imagine that as being a unit of spawn busting, no barbarians can spawn in that big square. So they can't spawn in these tiles that are revealed, and they also can't even spawn in this tile, where we haven't even revealed that yet. Now that's something you can use in a number of ways. We're going to use it here because this scout basically ensures that there are no barbarians spawning in this area. So we can use our worker, or we can allow our worker to move outside of our city borders and feel pretty confident that nothing's going to happen to him. Another way we're going to use that is placing our warriors in this southern peninsula area. We normally would need a lot more units if we had to reveal every tile, but because we can just spawn bust, this warrior is in fact preventing anyone from spawning on all of these tiles around him. If I just place maybe 3 warriors in certain locations to the south and to the east, then this whole peninsula will not really present a clear danger to us. So that's a technique you can use to kind of proactively prevent barbarians from entering your lands or giving you any harassment. A bit of a risk moving him here because there could be like a wolf over here, but I'll take the risk. It's unlikely. We have the dog soldier out, and we're going to go ahead and go with the settler. And it looks like the settler will coincide cleanly with writing. It's pretty just a coincidence for us. Our dog soldier will go ahead and reveal the tiles to the west, and we'll use a similar trick that we used in getting our settler going to the north, and reveal the tiles that will allow this settler to move unescorted to the city location. That will shave a few turns off of his commute. And it looks like there's already an archer over there, so our dog soldier will have something to do. He's got an assignment. And looks like everything's pretty much coming into play here. Looks like that dog soldier, I'm going to go ahead and turn him off automation. He's a 4 strength unit. I'm not too worried about him dying. But it might have made sense actually to attack that archer because he would have gotten more experience from it. I didn't see that he was weakened, but that's just a minor benefit that we'd have lost. So unfortunate, but definitely make mistakes sometimes. Now we're going to use this warrior to spawn bust this big square down here, and hopefully the next 2 units we build can come to the east and spawn bust there. So now we've gotten some growth here at Poverty Point, so we're going to go ahead and start on the worker, which will come out in 9 turns. And we've got a few hammers invested in the dog soldier. That will allow us to switch into slavery and whip that dog soldier out if in case we get some barbarian problems, which hopefully that doesn't happen. We're going to build our first cottage on this floodplains. Hopefully Poverty Point can start early on getting some economy up and running for us. And this is bad. The Vedic Aryans are going to spawn right near us, and they're spawning right near Poverty Point. So this is exactly what we're talking about with the investing hammers in that dog soldier. That's going to pay off for us. We're going to have to revolt to slavery, and we're going to need to whip out a dog soldier as soon as possible. This pushes back our settler 1 turn and writing 1 turn. It's definitely endangering our plans of taking this 2 gold city. But 4 archers right near Poverty Point is a big deal. It's something that we need to worry about now. And they're moving towards our city, so that's not good. They have to cross a river, which is good. We're going to go ahead and whip out this dog soldier. This worker is not going to be able to work that tile anymore. We're going to go ahead and move him to this tile because the borders will expand here. Oh, in 1 turn actually. So he will be able to chop this forest, and hopefully, you know, if maybe some of these archers stay alive, or we can somehow chop this forest to give us an additional benefit. But this is really bad. We could definitely lose the city, and that would be very, very problematic for us. However, we're giving us a pretty decent chance by having a dog soldier and a warrior across the river from 4 archers. So here's hoping. And it looks like they held. That was incredibly tense. We lost the dog soldier, but wow, that I can't believe we held against 4 archers there. But that's sort of the kind of the thing that, you know, you can imagine how terrible that situation would have been if we hadn't gotten our defense tech online, if we were, you know, trying to postpone archery to get pottery done or something like that. That's just the kind of thing that can happen on Emperor that you absolutely have to be prepared for. The other thing is that this archer is still here, and I'm going to go ahead, and this might be suiciding my dog soldier. Actually, I'm not really sure what to do here because this warrior has 25% city defense, and he's fortified, so that gives him a 50% bonus. And then you have the archer trying to run across a river. So that's another 25%, I think. And is that another 25%? Yeah, 25%. But 75% of 1.5 is not enough to give me a clean victory against this archery. So I think I have to suicide this dog soldier and weaken this archer. It's unfortunate, but it's got to be done. And the archer didn't take any damage. So now we're in big trouble. It really doesn't make sense to build another dog soldier here because if that city falls, it falls. But we have a fortified warrior. Hopefully that works out for us. If not, we're in a lot of trouble. Looks like that warrior actually did end up killing that archer. So this warrior gets a gold star. He was a total all-star. And we just dodged a huge bullet there. That was very intense, and we could have lost Poverty Point, but it was lucky for us that not lucky, we actually planned to invest some hammers in Poverty Point towards a dog soldier. We went directly into slavery. We whipped out a dog soldier. We did everything we could to protect that city. It took all of our resources, but we got it done. So we did have some luck, but luck favors the prepared. So that's an example of, you know, just what a little bit of preparation can do for you against the Vedic Aryans. Now, that said, we have some things to talk about now in the future. We have our settler coming out. We're going to take animal husbandry here, again, just as a placeholder. It's not what we're going to be researching. And we'll go ahead and work a dog soldier from Cahokia. And now we need to talk about how we're going to get our settler out to the west. It's entirely possible that we've lost any chance of getting that city to the west, but at least we kept Poverty Point. The other thing we need to talk about is our research pathway towards the next probably 50 turns or so. There are a lot of options for us on the table, and we do have one really good city in Poverty Point. So a lot of things to really think about, and we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back and then talk about getting our third city up and running, doing some research, and how to build some more defensive units, actually. And also we're going to talk about diplomacy, because now is the time that we're going to have to really think about how we're going to position ourselves with the civilizations on the map, what allies we're going to pick. And we'll do all that when we come back. I'll see you guys in a few. This is a Civ 4 playthrough. I'm Tanoy Sinha, signing off.